The girl was originally just an ordinary mutation bug beast. I didn't expect that she has ushered in a second evolution now. Just now, she burst into the Reaper department where the monster arm is stored. She used her abilities to hypnotize two researchers. She revealed her true appearance. Nami on the side couldn't help but be astonished. Isn't this her best friend, Alice? Alice flew to Nami's side and lifted her chin. I didn't expect to meet you here. Let's go together. Nami looked confused. How did you become like this? How am I? Am I pretty? I am a very rare individual among the larvae, so I can become stronger. Let's go together, and I will protect you in the future. Even though she is her best friend, Nami feels very strange. Alice also noticed the other's unusual expression. What's wrong with you? Are you unwilling? However, at that moment, a metal frame flew towards them. Alice leaped high to dodge the sneak attack. The metal frame happened to smash the container storing the arm behind it. Nami was heavily thrown to the ground. Looking at the broken container, Alice knew that the intruder was not simple. The person who returned is the masked man. You little worm dared to break in here. Alice felt insulted. It's a good opportunity to test my current strength on you. She then vigorously flapped her wings, sending a strong gust of wind towards the masked man. Although the last battle cost him an arm, this attack at the moment was useless against him. And he can still launch an effective counterattack. Only to see a stream of blood spraying from Alice's body. Masked Man seized the opportunity to turn back and used his lightning power to bind it. Then he prepared to deliver the final deadly blow to her. However, at that moment, Nami suddenly rushed out and stopped the masked man, saying, "She is my best friend. Please don't hurt her anymore." After saying that, she shouted at Alice, "Hurry, go!" Alice felt very heartbroken upon seeing Nami injured. However, she still followed Nami's advice and left the place. She successfully took Monster Arm away, and when she saw that Alice was safe, Nami couldn't hold on any longer and passed out. Alice also successfully flew out of the Reaper headquarters. On the other side, squad members are still engaged in fierce battles with the Bug Beast army. Due to the overwhelming numbers of the enemy, squad members are constantly getting injured. Luckily, Raphael stood up in time. He saved one squad mate after another. Although these bug beasts are not very strong in front of him. But he was horrified to find. These bug beasts can stand up again, no matter how much damage they receive. Even if they are sniped in the head by Joel, they can continue to fight as usual. Until Ryan took action, the bug beasts surrounding Raphael immediately lost their ability to move. From Ryan's mouth, it was revealed that the weakness of these bug beasts is the larvae hidden in their throats. These larvae are good nourishment for the black ant inside him. However, at this point, Clara on the side is about to not hold on any longer. Even if they found a way to eliminate the bug beast, there are still so many things to deal with. The current situation has already left people in a mess. If it weren't for Ryan's clone protecting the ladybug beast, it would probably have become prey long ago. Ryan suddenly showed a tense expression on the side. It turns out that Clara has already used up her last bit of strength. Countless bug beasts rushed out of the protective net. Just as these bug beasts were about to join the battle, they were suddenly pierced by densely packed silk, and countless bug beasts were once again frozen in midair. It turns out that Clara also awakened her second form. On the other side, Granny led everyone to the entrance of a residential area. The surrounding residents warmly greeted Granny when they saw her, approaching to say hello. During this period, everyone has worked hard. You can leave work early today. Originally, these people were all actors hired by Granny to play the role of the residents. Her purpose is to make outsiders believe that this is a regular residential area. Later, Granny took everyone to a spacious square. Then she and Mr. Jim took out a medal and embedded it into the square. The next moment, a passage leading underground was revealed on the square. Let's go, I'll take you down to have a look. The people detained below seem to have noticed that someone is coming. It looks like things are about to get lively here, huh? The girl thought she was just an ordinary bug beast. Little did she know, she was a very rare individual among the many larvae. So she can become stronger. Just recently, Alice took away the monster arm from the Reaper department and quickly brought the arm to a mysterious cave. The cave is full of bug beasts feasting. When she looked up and saw the man sitting on the throne, she couldn't help but look nervous. This person is the blue monster that escaped from the Reaper department not long ago. Alice knelt down respectfully with one knee. She presented the stolen monster arm to the respected master, saying, "Master, I have safely brought back your arm." When the monster approached Alice, the arm in her hand turned into numerous blue particles and returned to the monster, restoring its strength. Instead of thanking Alice, the monster not only placed the arm on her head, which instantly made Alice break out in a cold sweat. Fortunately, the monster did not harm her, but directed its energy towards the stone wall behind Alice. The bug beast on the side also let out a piercing scream towards Alice. As long as they have the blue monster's permission, they will not hesitate to tear Alice into pieces. It's best not to even think about betraying me, or else your fate will be very tragic. Such a powerful aura made Alice struggle to breathe. On the other side, Granny led a few people to the secret underground passage. Learn from Granny's mouth. This is where the castle plan was previously implemented, and now she has invested to turn it into a residential area. This is also where she and Ryan live. At the same time, this is also where Luis is detained. Soon, several people arrived at the elevator entrance. Granny took two young captains into the elevator and continued to go downstairs. Mr. Jim will wait here for Ryan to arrive. As the elevator door opened again, a mysterious person appeared in front of everyone. This person is none other than Doctor's assistant and also a survivor of the disaster. Granny then explained to him the purpose of their visit. After hearing this, Assistant led the group to a secret room. Here is being held her another grandson, Luis. Granny has always felt that she owes something to this grandson. But for the safety of humanity, she must lock up Luis. On the other side of the battlefield, Clara also finally awakened her own second form. The bug beast that was originally causing headaches is finally under control. Clara controlled Silk to stab into the bug beast's throat. She pulled out all the larvae hidden inside. Ryan then sent out clones to eat them all. A few seconds later, Ryan raised his arm and shouted, "Merge." The clone returned to Ryan's body the moment it received the command. But absorbing too many larvae caused Ryan immense pain for a moment. In his subconscious, he seemed to see the red again, and his body started to slowly turn red. Clara beside him also noticed that something was wrong with Ryan, but before she could say anything, Ryan suddenly told her to keep up with him. Before Clara could react, Ryan leaped into the air. Clara, accompanied by Ladybug Beast, followed suit and finally ended the battle. The squad members also breathed a sigh of relief. At this moment, Joel on the side witnessed an incredible scene. The bodies of bug beasts lying on the ground unexpectedly transformed back into human forms. On the other side, Granny, looking through the glass at her grandson inside, who had not seen Granny for a long time, Luis expressed that he missed her a lot. "Why did you only come now?" At this moment, Luis also noticed the two captains behind Granny. The guests are actually carrying weapons. "Are you here to kill me?" Granny heard Luis' words and suddenly felt a little flustered. "It's not like that, Luis. They are all employees of my company. How could Granny possibly turn against her own grandson?" But Luis clearly didn't believe Granny's explanation. "So what is your purpose for coming here?" "We are here waiting for Ryan. He said he might be able to cure your condition." After hearing that, Luis was stunned for a few seconds. Then he began to laugh loudly and mockingly. "Are you an old fool, old lady? What can a person who only raises ants in his body do? I've been locked up here for 11 years. Even if he can cure me, I refuse." just as Granny was preparing to persuade Louise again. Suddenly, a loud explosion came from behind. Two captains suddenly felt that something was not right. They turned around to see a blue monster slowly approaching them, having thrown Mr. Jim to the ground. The two hurriedly shielded Granny behind them when they saw the situation. But the monster paid no attention to the few people, and instead turned its gaze to Louise behind them. Louise also felt that the monster in front of him looked very familiar. "You are my hero, I will take you out now," said the monster. Then it switched to battle mode. Two captains did not retreat. Purple-haired captain guarded Granny, while long-haired man rushed towards the monster. However, the monster just casually waved its arm. A powerful energy instantly reached in front of the long-haired man. After a violent explosion, long-haired man has been seriously injured, even affecting the two people behind him. Purple-haired captain keeps calling out Granny incessantly. Originally, Granny had lost consciousness from the explosion. The boy was imprisoned underground for a full 12 years. Because he had a dark inner self since he was young. And he also possesses a terrifying ability. He can not only turn ordinary humans into terrifying bug beasts, he can also absorb the powers of others for his own use. Granny came to visit this grandson with two underlings. Unexpectedly, they were attacked by a monster. The newcomer is the blue monster that escaped from the Reaper department earlier. Although there are two Reaper captains stationed here. But Granny was still hit by the battle and seriously injured, unconscious. Ryan's whole body was glowing with red light as he hurriedly flew towards there. He sensed a power at Granny's location stronger than ever before. He must get to the place where Louise is detained before something happens to Granny. But the situation here is not optimistic, with purple-haired captain calling out non-stop. Granny is gradually regaining some consciousness. The blue monster punched the long-haired captain flying out. The powerful force made him lose his balance. The blue monster didn't intend to let him go like this and charged at him again with a fist raised. But what it didn't expect was that its punch actually missed. It turned out that the blue monster's target was Louise behind him, and this punch caused a crack in Louise's room. At this moment, a pair of mechanical arms suddenly reached out from behind the monster and grabbed it tightly. It turns out that Dr. J's assistant, driving a mecha, rushed over here. Purple-haired captain seized the opportunity. He raised his lightning-filled fist and charged towards the monster together with long-haired man. The combined attack of the two clearly dealt a heavy blow to the monster. They finally had a moment to catch their breath. The assistant did not let the two continue fighting, but hoped they could protect Leader and Mr. Jim and leave here. "Leave the rest to me. Please make sure Leader's safety is guaranteed." Purple-haired captain no longer hesitated. He picked up Leader and long-haired man and left here. The blue monster's body was tightly bound and unable to pursue, so he could only watch helplessly as they left. The assistant is still worried about Louise's safety inside. At this time, he does not know that these monsters are actually working with Louise. Watching Louise inside the safe house, there is no danger. Afterwards, he had no more worries, ready to press the button that could destroy everything here. However, his arm unexpectedly stopped uncontrollably in midair. It turns out that Ariel, who had been invisible all along, was the one who stopped his movements. Louise, who was bound to a seat, slowly stood up. This is also Ariel's credit. Now no one can stop me. At this moment, Assistant finally realized that the attackers here were all Louise's underlings. Louise also didn't want to waste words with the people who were imprisoning him, unleashing a terrifying power at them. Ariel quickly jumped aside at the sight, only to see a bright golden light emanating from the assistant's body. Soon he transformed into an ugly bug beast. It was also the first time Ariel had seen the true power of creating a bug beast. Afterwards, Louise came to the side of the blue monster and said, "These past days have been really hard on you, mister." Two captains have already escaped to the exit with two wounded soldiers. purple-haired captain hoped that the long-haired man could take them to safety. She was prepared to stay behind and guard the rear, but before they could finish speaking, Ariel flew out with the assistant, who had just turned into a bug beast. At the same time, the blue monster and Luis appeared. By now, the two of them had realized that it was clearly too late to leave. Luis pretended to care about Granny's injuries while walking towards them. Then he suddenly displayed his own ability towards the group of people. "Even if it means dying, you must give me a chance for revenge." Two captains quickly dodged to the side upon seeing this. The energy happened to land on a pigeon. The pigeon instantly transformed into a terrifying bug beast. Before the two could react, the bug beast charged towards them. The bug beast's sharp wings successfully scratched both of them. Purple-haired captain is off balance. Bug beast seized the opportunity and charged towards Granny with its bloody mouth wide open. Fortunately, Ryan appeared just in time and stomped on Bug Beast's head, bursting it open. He looked at Granny lying unconscious on the ground. Ryan handed her over to two captains to take Granny to the hospital first. Ryan is planning to stay behind, and his current idea is to kill Luis. However, in order to eliminate Luis, he first needs to deal with this blue monster. The monster has also figured out Ryan's plan. Ryan punched the monster in the face with a heart full of hatred. However, the following attacks were all dodged by the monster. At the same time, seeing Ryan expose a flaw, monster then struck out an air blade at Ryan from a distance. Ryan could only continue to retreat as he saw it. The powerful air blade directly destroyed a building behind him. Ryan keeps spinning around the monster with the advantage of speed. Shortly after, Ryan suddenly accelerated and aimed his knee at the monster's head. But the monster seemed to have already seen through his intention. He only saw him reaching out to grab Ryan by the neck, then viciously pressing his knee against Ryan's abdomen. The heavily wounded Ryan's body flew uncontrollably backwards. The powerful impact force crashed through several buildings behind him. The blue monster had no intention of letting Ryan go so easily. He flashed in front of Ryan. He punched Ryan heavily, sending him crashing to the ground. Not only Red Ant can become a hero, I can also become a hero. After finishing speaking, Monster waved his hand and split Ryan into two halves. But in fact, that was just one of Ryan's clones. The real Ryan had appeared behind it. Ryan stared at the monster in front of him as if he was looking at a dead person. As the monster turned to counterattack, Ryan stabbed its belly with a knife. The ants transformed into blades took the opportunity to enter the monster's abdomen. Ryan shouted madly, devouring it. Soon, the monster was eaten, revealing its true form inside, which unexpectedly turned out to be the body of Mr. Looking at his appearance, it was clear that the monster was already a dead person before fighting with Ryan. At this moment, the lifeless monster unexpectedly raised its arm towards Ryan again. Luis, who was standing beside them, suddenly arrived in front of Ryan and blocked the monster's attack. "Mr. will always be my hero. You've been working hard during this time. Now you can rest." After saying that, Luis absorbed Mr. into his body. On the side, Ryan looked shocked and asked what was going on. From Luis, it was learned that after the laboratory explosion, Mr. died. The subsequent Mr. could be considered as Luis's clone. "Now you can rest in peace." After saying that, he plunged the sharp blade into Ryan's body. "You've been hogging all the limelight outside. Do you know how I've managed to survive all these years? Now it's my turn. I want to experience the power of a mother too." He then skillfully grabbed Ryan's neck. Then he used his own ability to absorb all the ants in Ryan's body. On the other side, Clara is still searching for Ryan's whereabouts. Suddenly, a dazzling light came from below, followed by a loud explosion. After what seemed like an eternity, Ryan slowly opened his eyes. "You finally woke up, you little rascal." At this moment, Ryan realized that he was lying in the hospital. Where is Granny? After the explosion that day, the leader went missing. There is another bad news. Recently, bug beasts all over the world have become unusually fierce. The Reaper department alone is definitely no match for them. Ryan can't worry about that much now. He just wants to rescue Granny. But he can't sense any trace of Ant's power now. There's no other way. He can only seek help from the long-haired man in the hope of obtaining the insect genes of Reaper department. This inevitably surprised the two of them. As long as it can save Granny, I am willing to do anything. But has Ryan really lost his strength? Even Ryan himself didn't notice that there is a fierce red-eyed ant inside his body. The boy has a hole in his neck. The ant enters and exits the boy's body through this hole. He started raising countless ants in his body when he was 5 years old. These ants torture his body every day. At the same time, they also give him powerful strength. Even if the enemy is powerful, he can always discover new forms to defeat his opponent. However, he has an even more bizarre monster, Young Brother. Young Brother can absorb the abilities of others, including animals. Then he bestows this ability upon others. But in the eyes of Grandfather, this power is seen as evil and uncontrollable. It will only make more bug beasts in this world, completely destroy the world's order. To eliminate this hidden danger, Grandfather sacrificed himself. But Young Brother still survived. Brother and Granny couldn't bear to kill him either. So she imprisoned him in a secret dungeon. But 11 years have passed. Young Brother eventually escaped alive. The first thing he did when he came out, he robbed all of his brother's black ant. After he regained his freedom, the number of global bug beasts has skyrocketed. 2 years have passed, and this place has become a world ruled by bug beasts, which now reign supreme over humans. They have become the top of the food chain, while humans have fallen into being their playthings to manipulate as they please. Some humans, in order to become one of them, do not hesitate to capture their own kind and then offer them to those bug beasts. The bald man is such a person. Today, he tied 10 people in front of the bug beast and reached out towards the purple bug beast on the stage. The humans have all been captured. According to the agreement, give me the medicine, Black Ant. The purple bug beast nodded silently as it counted, stopping in front of the last man. You only have 9.7. The bald man protested. You didn't say I needed a full 10 in the first place. Hurry up and give me the item, he said as he was about to draw his weapon. However, the bug beast lightly flicked its hand, sending his hand flying out. Purple Bug calmly remarked, It's enough now. The bald man kept cursing. I shouldn't have trusted you little worms in the first place. Assure the bald man not to worry, then take out a small blue crystal. In the middle of the crystal, there seems to be an egg. I am Black Ant. I will keep my promise. With that, he threw the blue crystal next to the bald man. Enjoy the pleasure of gaining power. The bald man immediately revealed a thirsty expression, ignoring the pain of his severed arm. And the other bug beasts stared at the captured individuals. Let's also start enjoying the feast, they said. Just a moment ago, several figures were flying towards this church. Just as the bald man was about to devour the crystal in one bite, the window glass suddenly shattered, and the blue silk tied up the person who had come and then flew into the air together with the bald man. Clara coolly said, I found the blue crystal and 3 bug beasts. Now, the insect extermination operation begins. Those bug beasts don't seem to panic at all. Oh, look, isn't that the Reaper from the Pest Extermination Organization? At this moment, another figure bursts in from the window, transforming his hands into guns. Without saying a word, he fired 2 shots, directly blowing up one of the bugs. The newcomers turned out to be Dragonfly Luca, a group of fools. We are the strike team. Purple Bug remained silent, while the bug beast who survived by chance shouted, You traitors! How dare you launch a sneak attack? I will tear you apart. After speaking, it rushed towards Luca. It was suddenly split in half by the appearance of a person. This person is Ladybug Beast, who was recruited into strike team. Do we really have to wear this ugly thing? Feels so embarrassing. Clara put the blue crystal into a bottle. If you feel uncomfortable, just take it off. I beg you to take it off quickly. Then the two started their usual quarrel. Luca also joined in the teasing. It seems that being restricted to 20% is not enough for you guys to still have so much energy. Just as they argued, Purple Bug has already rushed up. The three of them dodged hastily. Just one stroke left a considerable trench on the wall. Clara accused. We have been cooperating for half a year. Isn't there any tacit understanding? Luca also said. The speed of that attack just now was too fast. At this moment, she also made the discovery. Ladybug Beast has already encountered Purple Bug in battle, and forgot to argue with you. Our target this time is still here, and you dare call yourself Black Ant just based on trash like this. Purple Bug, on the other hand, mocked and said, I heard you were bitten by Black Ant before and cried like a baby. You traitorous waste. With that, he delivered a blow that sent Ladybug Beast flying out for several meters before stopping. He didn't expect the opponent to be so strong. Before he could prepare, the opponent has already taken an attacking stance, and in the next instant, a through strike was launched at Ladybug Beast. Ladybug Beast suddenly cried out incessantly when two bullets shot over. Luca kicked apart Purple Bug and Ladybug Beast. Purple Bug just noticed something when he found himself tied up. Not because you pretended to be my friend, but you really don't deserve the name Black Ant. Ladybug Beast suddenly cried out. His face twisted beyond recognition. I can put up with everything else, just can't stand being bitten by ants. During his speech, Purple Bug used the back blade to cut open the silk. He saw the Ladybug Beast attacking him. He also rushed up without hesitation. Suddenly, a Men in Black member knocked their attacks away before Ladybug Beast could ask. He spoke first and announced that the plan had changed. This time, they were going to capture this guy alive. The young boy uses his body to nurture countless ants, thus gaining unparalleled strength that ordinary people cannot match. But now all his ants have been taken by young brother, the Black Ant that used to make Bug Beast tremble with fear. He has become a powerless ordinary person. Fortunately, over these years, under Ant's torment, his physical fitness is not something an ordinary person can compare to. And through 2 years of hard training, he has acquired impressive combat power. During the battle between Ladybug Beast and Purple Bug, he just made a simple move to neutralize both of their attacks, and Purple Bug's pupil shrank when he saw him. Ryan has activated the electrical flow on his sword. He instantly arrived behind Purple Bug, and a gap appeared on Purple Bug's waist. He was also convulsing from being shocked. But he was still murmuring in his mouth that doing so was right. Everything was arranged by the Lord. After saying this, he fell to the ground unconscious. Ryan then explained the situation. It turned out that Dr. M wanted to use him for research, and he had to rush to the next location. Clara was still complaining that it was hard to come out once, only to hear Ladybug Beast gritting his teeth and threatening Ryan not to interfere next time, or he would kill him. Ryan just shrugged it off indifferently. After speaking, he turned and walked away. Clara spoke up, feeling sorry for Ryan. Do you think he was showing off his strength? You should also look at yourself. You almost used more than 20% of your strength just now. If he had arrived a moment later, you would have been knocked out. The words made Ladybug Beast even more angry, causing the controller to crackle for a moment. Ryan pretended not to hear any of it. At this moment, Luca came over and called out to them that there was something strange in that room. Several people who heard the words went into the room to observe, but no one knew what the cocoon-like object on the ground was. Ryan just became alert. The thing just kept shaking non-stop. At first, several people didn't take it seriously. Until Ryan mentioned that this thing is also a bug beast, several people immediately prepared to attack. Ryan added, I always feel that it is different from other bug beasts. I feel somewhat familiar with the aura inside. Just as I finished talking, the cocoon split open. Ladybug Beast shouted, As soon as it jumps out, kill it. However, a dazzling blue light shone from the cocoon, blinding several people so they couldn't open their eyes. The thing inside the cocoon has just peeked out. Ryan rushed forward in panic, while Clara tried to stop him. But she was also shocked by the scene in front of her. At this point, Ryan had already embraced the so-called bug beast. He looked at the person in his arms, speechless. Luca came to Clara and asked what had happened, while Clara looked incredulous. Because the person in Ryan's arms turned out to be their classmate Nami. She opened her eyes and called out Ryan's name when she saw him. Ryan was about to say something when suddenly Nami bit him on the neck. It was not long before their helicopter arrived, and Ryan was helped up to the rooftop while Nami was securely bound. Clara's face was full of worries. Do you really not need to receive treatment first? Ryan said he's fine. The most important thing now is to confirm Nami's condition first. A voice came from ahead, saying, It's been a long time since we last met. The person who came is Eric, who used to be the branch leader, and now serves as the leader of the pest extermination organization. Ryan took 2 steps forward to Eric. Just as Eric was about to exchange some cold words, Ryan unexpectedly punched him in the face. This action caught everyone by surprise. Ryan was seen grabbing Eric and angrily shouting, You promised me! You said you would help me find Granny and protect Nami, but you haven't done anything. Didn't wait for Eric to speak. The guards who followed aimed their guns at Ryan's bald man and shouted, Back off! At this time, a sharp blade was placed in front of him. Put away the garbage in your hands before I act. Luca also aimed at another guard until Eric spoke. They only lowered their guns then. In the end, Eric could only say a single apology. Ryan then ignored him, and a moment later, Eric nonchalantly got up. Several people returned to the base and immediately went to Dr. M's laboratory. After analyzing it, Dr. M. He speculated that Nami must have encountered some problems during the hatching process, leading to her current amnesia.